Cocodona series, episode 8. First workout of the day. It's a nice day in Texas. It's about 65 degrees, but it's very cloudy. It may be thunderstorm soon. We'll see if the weatherman's correct or not. I'm hiking with some long strides. Trying to do a lot of workouts today. Try to spend a lot of time on feet. Also some weightlifting. Bunch of things to talk about today. Jim Walmsley's racing today. The world's top ultra marathoner. No, it's not Killian. It's Jim Walmsley. I really strongly believe that he's a more diverse runner. I mean, you got a guy that can run a 104 marathon, half marathon, 213 marathon. Killian can't do that. So, anyways, all eyes on Arizona today. See what Jim's fitness is. I'm sure he'll smash all the segments. Everyone's gonna lose their Strava leads. If you want to follow me on Strava, it's Richard Runs Trails. I'll slow down some. A lot of my workouts are posted as hikes. And the reason that is because if my workout is mainly a hike, fast hike, I may do a lot of running too, but I still flag it as a hike. Just try to keep it in the right buckets. Now, if I do a workout on my treadmill, unfortunately, NordicTrack, you know what I think about NordicTrack. The iFit programming is good, but when it transfers to Strava, even if it's a hike, it puts it on Strava as a run. So that's the reason that some of my hikes are runs, but I try to keep it honest. If I'm hiking, which most of the time I am, it's a hike. There was a very good article by AJW, Andy Jones-Wilkins, on I Run Far about over 50 runners, over 50 years old. He's 57, I'm 58. I think it's a really good article. Surprisingly, I do a lot of things the same, which was a good confidence builder that I know I'm doing. But some of the key points is that he put in the article is start out slow. He runs like short, I want to call them strides. He called them something else, but for the first mile or two, even much easier warm up than young people would do. I'm always having trouble with my right foot. The foot doctor says there's a ball of nerves in your foot, and that kind of troubles me. But it only troubles me for about half mile, sometimes 2 miles, and then it feels fine. Says they've looked at it many times and said there's nothing wrong with it. Just getting old. So, hello everyone. I turned on the chat today, and I usually don't turn on the chat, and the reason is I had some people ask me about that. He's like, why don't you turn on the chat? The reason I don't turn on the chat is because in the sunlight outside, it's real hard to see because, I'm recording on a mobile phone. But today it's cloudy, so I can see it real well. Daryl Cash, Nor, Amelia. Oh, thanks for the nice comment. Hey, Jay. Hope you all are doing well. Greetings from Texas. I'm in Central Texas, Austin. I live in the north suburb of Georgetown, Liberty Hill. I'm on my local running trails. But anyways, AJW, Andy Jones-Wilkins on I Run Far has a really nice article about how you should take care of yourself if you're an older runner. It's typically I hike a lot. and I do my hardest parts of my workout at the end. Long strides. You know, strides are usually 100 yards, 100 meters, but I'll do half mile or even mile strides. So I guess that's more like a fartlek maybe, but I don't know. Yeah, Amelia, I'm out on a first workout of the day. I'm hiking and running. I'm preparing. Some people ask me, what is Cocodona? Cocodona is a 250-mile race in Arizona from Black Canyon City to Flagstaff. It goes through lots of mining towns and really pretty. Anyways, I'm training for that. I've had a couple 100-mile races this year already, but my next race is May 5th in Arizona. So I'm working on time on feet. I want to get at least 75 miles a week. Can be hiking, walking, running. Because I was listening to, it's a good segue to, hey Jordan, man. Are you smooth vibes? Yeah. Hey Jordan, man. I'm doing good. It's good weather. Weatherman says it's gonna thunderstorm, but I don't believe him. You know, weatherman's always wrong these days. My kid's always upset because they say it's gonna snow and it never snows. You know, in Texas, it might snow once every 2 years. Well, they said it's gonna rain today. Actually, right now. But clouds look like it. But we'll see if it starts raining. Oh, hey, Millie. Yeah, Chile's a cool place. I'd like to visit there someday. They got a lot of beautiful mountains there. I've seen some videos on it. Yeah, sometimes the chat's hard to read, but today it's a little bit easier. I appreciate everybody joining me. Anyways, I was talking about training. Another good podcast to listen to. Well, Andy Jones Wilkins has Crack a Brew with AJW. It's a good podcast. He interviews people. But he has an article on irunfar.com about running after 50 years old. I think it's really good. It's a real short read, but very useful. And if anybody knows, he would. He was an elite runner for a long time. He's been through 2 hip surgeries. Smart dude. But anyways, squeak my shoes. You can see my shoes. I'm actually running in a brand that probably not many people know about. It's called Atom. They're they're not a new company because they're owned by a Spanish company, which has been making shoes for like 60 years or something. But they just got into trail shoes. And they're, in my opinion, a lot like the Hoka Speed Goats. So, but I think it's real good to change shoes often. I get a lot of shoes because I test a lot of shoes, but every shoe is gonna treat your body different when you hit the ground. So if you have injury problems or your body aches a lot, it's good to change shoes every time you run or every time you use shoes, you know, because some have a 4mm drop all the way up to 8mm drop, and some has 0 drop. Like my Zero shoes and my Ultra shoes are 0 drop. And what that means is the drop means the height difference from the front to the back. So the ones I got on right now have 6mm drops, so it means the back of the shoe is 6mm higher than the front. Hey, my friend. Looks like you're joining from the Middle East, man. Hope everything's going well. I can't read your writing, but hello to you, man. I've always wanted to visit the Middle East. I've never been there. I think the first place I'm going to visit when I go there someday is Dubai. That looks like a real cool place to visit. a lot of gyms there. A lot of people are really into fitness. Anyways, I was talking about working out when you're about 50 years old. Everyday Ultra podcast. They were talking about training plans on his recent episode. He's a coach. He does a really good job too. And he runs a really long stuff. He's fixing to run I forget his name. He's fixing to run the Monster 300 in Arizona. But he says when you deciding your training, you really need to be focused on whether or not you are durability challenged or speed challenged. And I think for me, my issue is durability challenge, because I do these really long races, 100 miles and longer. That's why time on feet is important, because I never run in ultras. I do a little speed work, but they say speed work will build your durability too, but I'm focused on time on feet. So durability challenge. And the way to improve that is just by volume. Because, people say in ultras, this is a runnable section. So I never run in ultras. I'm always jogging or hiking. The people running are like front of the pack. I mean, if you can run in a 100-mile race, you're elite or front. You're in the front of the pack. So I don't use running lightly. If I say I'm running, I'm really running. But in ultras, actually in most races, I'm just jogging. So my average speed is probably 10 to 11 minute miles. And when I'm hiking, I can get down to 14, which is really good. Some people say, how do you hike so fast? Just work at it. Sometimes I have some friends, well, not friends, but people I know that they can hike faster than I can jog. It's a skill that you can build up. So, hi, Sarah. Hope you're having a great day, man. Sorry, I'm looking down at the chat every once in a while. It's much easier to see today because it's cloudy. When it's sunny, I turn it off. So, there was a couple of things I wanted to talk about. That's the thing, is when you start running or jogging, you start forgetting things. Oh, chafing. People have been asking me about chafing. The best thing to do, one second. I have one video on, I'll slow down. I have one video on chafing I did a few years ago on YouTube, and it's one of my most popular videos. I go over like 10 different types of anti-chafing materials. I've tested them all, and I've tested some more recently because there's a lot of new brands. But I'll be real with you. You don't need them. You don't need the expensive brands, Squirrel's Nut Butter, Trail Toes. You don't need these unless you're in a race. I say a race, I mean like marathon, longer. That's when the expensive ones are more useful. And what I use in races is chamois butter. It's comes in a big tube. It's purple and yellow. You can buy them at cycling stores. It's actually designed for cyclists. They put it inside their cycling shorts because they have a chafing issue too. I bought it by accident because the one I was looking for, the store didn't have, so I bought that. Turns out that works better than all the running anti-chafing materials, and I'm not sponsored by anybody. I've tried them all. I tried an Australian brand recently that's like $30 a tub, a small tub. And the problem with a lot of those anti-chafing ones is that when it gets cold, they'll get crusty and frozen. And if you buy the bars, which are like deodorant. Hello, Misty. Thanks for joining. I'm just chatting about chafing. So a lot of the expensive ones, even the bar ones, like if you're in like a race and you go into like a porta potty or something, it can fall out. And the problem is if it gets dirty, you know, you got to throw it away. So my best advice to people that have chafing issues is, if you're just on a training run or a jog or hike, and it's only like, you know, say 4 or 5 miles or up to half marathon, just use baby oil or Vaseline. It's very cheap and it works fine. You know, and then if you're in a long ultra or marathon, use the expensive stuff like squirrel's nut butter, trail toes. I use chamois butter, but it's not expensive. Big tube's only like $20. It's what the cyclists use. I think a lot of people waste a lot of money on that stuff. Using squirrel's nut butter on a training run, oh my gosh. If you want to blow your money, that's one way of doing it. That stuff's expensive. Just use Vaseline or baby oil. Works fine. And also, a lot of people get chafed because they just wear clothes that are too tight. If you wear shorts that are too tight, you're gonna get chafed easier. If you go on a short training run and you get chafed real bad, your clothes are not fitting right. In the wintertime, the best way to avoid chafing, especially on legs and stuff and long events, is wear tights. I do that. People say, "Yeah, you're wearing tights and it's not that cold." Well, I use them also for anti-chafing. I like to wear the Craft, and I also have Smart Wool for really cold races. But you know, ladies wear tights all the time, and there's a lot of benefits for it. And people, you know, people say, "Oh man, wearing tights." If you wear running tights, I tell you, there's a lot of benefits. Now you need to buy the correct underwear. I have some underwear for long races that I buy out of a T8 out of Hong Kong. It has like no seams. So you know, it's the kind of thing is, if you can have expensive tights, but if you use cheap underwear with a lot of seams, you're gonna get chafed. Because you have to wear underwear with tights. At least the guys do anyways. But using Vaseline or baby oil works fine for short training runs. And a lot of people don't wear anything at all. I think that's fine too. And that just proves that your clothes are fitting correctly. I see a lot of people wearing shorts and shirts too tight, because you're gonna get nipple chafing if you're a guy, and you're gonna get, your leg is gonna get very chafed if your shorts are too tight, because they're gonna run up on your legs. But that's about chafing. I got a bunch of videos out there if you want to check them out. Yeah, Misty, exactly. A lot of people just wearing clothes too tight. And it's nothing to do with the quality or how expensive it is. You can be wearing Lululemon. If you're wearing one size too small, you're gonna get chafed. So that's a big issue. Yeah. Increasing my speed a little bit here. I had one other thing I wanted to talk about. I'm trying to remember what it was. Well, it still hasn't started raining. Sure looks like it wants to rain. People are asking me if I'm going to sleep in my 250-mile race. Yeah, I have to. Maybe do trail naps. You know, if you sleep 15 minutes, your body completely reset. Your brain won't feel tired anymore. It's amazing. I learned that from others. I've done 48-hour races where I didn't sleep at all, or just stop for 15 minutes, completely reset. But the 250-mile race is gonna take me, you have 125 hours to finish, which is a lot of time. It's gonna take me at least 100, maybe the whole time. I don't care about the time too much. I just want to finish, get an official finish. They have sleep stations. The challenge I'm gonna have though is, you gotta be tired at the right time when you get to the sleep stations. And when your legs are hurting really bad, I know this after 100 milers. my legs hurt so bad that I couldn't sleep if I wanted to. They have to give me a morphine or something. So I think my strategy is going to be just some trail naps. Just lay down on the trail and sleep for 10 to 20 minutes. When I get tired, I'm not going to worry about the sleep stations. I think that'll work fine for me because I just don't know. I'm just going to run till I pass out, basically. I say run. I keep using that word wrong. Jog and hike. It's going to be mainly hiking in that race. I'm going to be using my poles a lot. That's why I'm really focusing on my ski RG machine. Maybe I'll do a video today showing you on my ski machine. Some people have been asking me about that. I try to do at least 1,000 meters a day. I've been ramping up. I'm going to do a really long one soon. I've done 50 Ks on my ski machine before. Some people have seen it on YouTube. It's actually in my, not my vertical lives, but my horizontal long content lives. It's a great machine. It's used a lot in CrossFit and high rocks racing. Yeah, rest when needed. Yeah, that's my plan. Because when your legs are hurting so bad, some people say, after a 100-mile race, how can you drive home? If it's only a few hours to drive home, after a 100-mile race, I drive home. I couldn't sleep if somebody put a gun to my head. Your legs are in so much pain. Drink some coffee, I usually drive home. Same thing after a marathon. So if I get to a sleep station and want to sleep, but I'm not ready to pass out, I just have to keep going. I'm just not like that. Some people have planned sleep and all that. I just can't go to sleep. So when I get tired, I'll lay down on the trail. Hopefully no snake or mountain lion jacks with me. Nah, just kidding. There's no issue with that. All the fast runners scare them away. That's one of the nice things about being in the back of the pack. You don't have to worry about animals too much. They're all scared away. But well, there was one other thing I wanted to talk about today. I need to carry a list. I do that sometimes. But anyways, I'll check in later. Probably have another one today. But wish everybody a great weekend. And enjoy your workouts. And stay strong. Bye for now.